Hi there, and thank you for clicking on my video. As I bring the Archon mod series and showing the interactions, uh, to a close, now that I've finished the warframes that need to be shown, I will be doing a recap next video, but this one I felt was a little necessary because I've gotten some questions about what's exactly happening, because it is very, very busy in terms of what's visually happening, and me just saying, oh, Vitality uh, causes the procs to double, it required some additional knowledge in terms of how explosive Legermain works. So I'm just going to do a brief explanation. There's no special build. This is just breaking down how the mod explosive Legermain applies specifically to the Archon set. All right, let's load this up. Please wait. Okay, so we have the four elementals. Mirage can't use this without some help, and dispensary as of right now doesn't work. Maybe they'll change this, but just as of now, they're still tweaking these. They've only just released them, and nobody can redeem them yet because it's the first week of Call's mission, right? So nobody officially has them. It was an error that got these in, so they're not officially available. So we have stretch, abilities that deal electric damage, restore 2 energy per second. Archon Vitality, this is going to be one of the big ones. Status effects from abilities that deal heat damage will be applied twice. Enemy killed with cold abilities have a 10% chance to drop an energy orb. And there's a cooldown. Archon Continuity, abilities that inflict a toxin status will also apply a corrosive status effect. So the main thing that you need to understand, or at least be aware of, obviously this isn't a popular build for ESO as much as it used to be. Running Sarens and Volts is still kind of the meta. Mirage definitely holds her own, but in terms of like your everyday running of missions, generally when you run through and exterminate, um, you really don't care about explosive Legermain, because if you kill the enemies, you're going to a new area where there won't be any drops. So this is more defense oriented. So it's just due to the meta of moving around and enemy scaling and whatnot, and especially with Overguard, the utility of this has definitely dropped down a bit. This is not a build. I'm just trying to make it so it's a little easier to show. You would want to go significantly more range, right? But the two mods to keep in mind here is status effects that deal heat damage will be applied twice, and abilities that inflict toxin status effects will also apply a corrosive effect. So how this is going to work, and I pulled up the wiki, okay, explosive Legermain. We are going to scroll down, and this is going to show us that this is actually one ability with 4 effects. Because the thing that can be confusing about this is Legermain is an augment for sleight of hand. We're going to go to sleight of hand. And down at the bottom, if you notice, toxin, cold, heat, cold, electric, toxin with a damage. And that's all it says. The additional bit of information is that the elements are tied to a specific thing. Cold comes from ammo drops. Toxin comes from affinity orbs. Electricity comes from energy orbs. Heat comes from health orbs. Okay, so it's 4 abilities. Mentally think about it as 4 abilities. And also for the Archon mods, you need to think about it as each Archon mod gets its own drop. The double stack from Vitality is not applying all at the same time. If you see that visually, it's because you had 2 separate drops explode at the same time. Probably due to the visual clutter that happens if a drop doesn't get stepped on, because you cast the ability at one time and it triggered a bunch of drops and converted them. You can see it sort of blend together sometimes. So I'm going to show in a much slower environment. And we're gonna pick up drops so that the stuff isn't as cluttered. And try to isolate them. The issue that we're gonna be having is the affinity drops don't show. Let's get some more in. I mean, they are technically there. You just can't see them. And they don't have an effect. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got a couple. Alright, we are going to pick up ammo to reduce the amount of ammo explosions. It's not going to get rid of all of them because there's going to be the hidden drops. There are a couple. Okay, one more. Bow ammo. And we'll spam cast Eclipse. Okay. Got some exos. Okay, so cold and electricity is ammo and energy orbs. Right? So because we picked up the other ones that we could see, I don't know if it's a bug or because of the mutation. It affects the ammo, but I think it has something to do with the conversion. Okay, so now we got toxin, heat, toxin. Oh, it went away. Was that heat, toxin, electric, corrosive? So we blew up affinity orbs, energy orbs, and health orbs. And the other spots that you see that are glowing, there we go. Okay, so heat, toxin, corrosive. Okay, so affinity and health orbs blew up. And as we sit here and wait, these other bombs that haven't been detonated will time out and explode. So it's tied to a specific drop. And it's basically 4 abilities going off at once. We'll try to catch it when they blow up. It's a minute, I think. But that's what's going on. Is the vitality is applying to heat. There we go. Okay, so it's all of them. Because all of the drops exploded. And that's probably that effect right there where the drops time out. Is probably what made it so fucking confusing to see what was going on. Because it looks like the buff is... They're getting like heavily stacked, right? But it's just a bunch of bombs that didn't get exploded, timing out, and all popping at once. That's what's causing the visual clutter. So, just wanted to give that explanation. The health orbs affect vitality. Continuity gets affected by affinity orbs. Flow has a chance of proccing on ammo. And energy orbs give electricity. And another way we can show this very loosely. Alright, we'll move away. Alright, health orb. There we go. Ammo. Cold. That's pretty interesting. The universal ammo screwed it up. Hold on, let's check that again. I knew the other orbs did that. Let's leave so those don't kill everything. Because the universal ammo type is not in the tooltip. And maybe it doesn't matter. Alright, health. Electricity. Energy. Health is cold. Electricity. More electricity. There we go. We had an explosion. Something got stepped on. Heat. Alright, we'll drop another one. Alright, health. Got a toxin. Oh, no, I'm out of energy. The blast is coming from the actual cast itself. It's got a low drop chance, but there is one. Alright, nothing standing on the bomblets. But yeah, if you saw that, I didn't turn around fast enough. But you could see multiple statuses being procced at the same time. It's the game condensing it. It's not actually applying the double stack on the vitality. And we'll wait for these guys to explode. They should go off one at a time. So, there you go. Yeah, it's one element per explosion type. Per drop type. But that's what's going on. It's even when they all explode at the same time, it's just condensing the visual clutter. Because it's all in an instantaneous hit, but it's from multiple sources. Sometimes you'll see the same effect on shotguns with a ton of multi-shot, where it looks like you procced like a viral / puncture proc on like 40 multi-shot. Occasionally you'll see the same thing where it's a visual thing. It's not actually proccing all of those stacks at the same time. So, yeah, food for thought. It's a little bit more explanation. I guess it's still a little bugged. Was it we were getting health orbs to proc electricity? So maybe there was like some hidden ammo or something like that. Because I know occasionally there's like something that's like behind when you use like equilibrium and health. And maybe that could be something that you can take advantage of with this. And don't even get me started on like cold damage and like drag ability or cold damage. Like if you freeze enemies with cold damage and actually freeze them solid and like use like an Anaro sandstorm or something like that, you actually have to wait for their quote unquote soul to reattach. Because the body is frozen and it won't get moved, but their hitbox still gets drug along. It's so dumb. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. That's a bit of just showcasing what's actually going on. It's 4 different things going on, and when you see the big cluster where it's all of the statuses at once, that is a bunch of bombs that were on the ground that didn't get triggered by enemies timing out. So, there you go. Each of the Archon mods is only affecting one thing, but the additional damage is coming from Toxin, giving armor shred now with corrosive, and heat doing double damage on the dot. So, that's food for thought. Just sort of an explanation, because it's a lot of stuff going on at the same time, and I didn't really explain it, so my bad. But there you go. Have a blessed day, guys.